Our second question will come from Helen Gifford, and we'll go to Mr. Fishman again.
In campaign advertising, Congressman Tierney has been accused of being a liar, if not worse, and Mr. Tisei of being a right-wing extremist. Would you please comment on the tone of this campaign and what it tells us about the issue of character?
I find it disheartening that it's come to this. One of the strongest statements I can make about our political environment right now was when the jobs numbers came out. Republicans believed the books were cooked, and Democrats believed they were not. I don't know what the truth is, but I'm worried about the fact that we have become so partisan that we can't distinguish the truth anymore. All we care about is what we're being told by the party masters. The fact of the matter is that, guys, for me, please, I would like to respect the terms of the debate. Please do not cheer or anything like that. At least during my time, I want to honor it. When we're talking about, I lost the question, I'm sorry.
Character.
Character, right. When we're talking about these guys attacking each other, I think the best thing that I can do is try to not get caught in the crossfire. I think that I can exemplify my character by standing up here and talking to you and looking you in the eye, being willing to answer questions directly and tell you exactly what I think. I would like to think that my positions have been consistent from day one. I would like to think that even those of you who don't know me very well have a pretty good idea from reading my literature and hearing me speak exactly what I stand for. I'm not running because I'm a politician. I'm running because I'm the average person. And I understand that for the average person, there does not have to be 100% agreement. Internal polling, when a candidate tells you they've done internal polling, that means they ask their parents and they ask their close friends. We did a small internal poll, and we found that these guys are in a dead heat. But the next question we asked was, if your candidate wasn't running, who would be your choice? And I came back at 80%. That's a significant thing. Part of it is saying that we're very partisan, and a lot of Congressman Tierney supporters are never going to support Mr. Tisei. A lot of Mr. Tisei supporters are never going to support Congressman. But there's something to the fact that only 20% of you find me objectionable. I think I'll close on a winning note.
Mr. Tisei.
Well, let me just say this, you know.
You're too low.
Now I'm too loud? Let me just say this, I am disappointed that the tone of the campaign has turned out to be what it is, because I do think that, you know, I've always run positive campaigns, I've run 4 positive commercials, I've sent out anything I'm responsible for, I've tried to be positive. I do think that some of the ads, obviously, that Congressman Tierney's running are really way over the top. You know, I'm the only person in the entire United States running for office right now who supports gay marriage, who's pro-choice, who wouldn't sign the Northwest tax pledge, that's being attacked for being an extreme Tea Party extremist. It just doesn't make any sense. It's laughable. You know, and the fact of the matter is that I do have a record. I have 26 years of public service. I took over 10,000 votes in the legislature. And believe me, if I had a record of extremism, it would have been something that you would have heard about long ago. And I do think that, again, right now, it speaks to really, I think, the congressman's credibility more than mine, because, you know, I'm out there, I'm talking to people all around this district. I'm trying to say that, you know, the country is at an important point right now, that we really have to move forward. And we need people in Washington who are going to work together. You know, I did that at the State House. I was through 3 fiscal emergencies. One of them, 1990, was a really bad one. The state was almost bankrupt. But I sat with Democrats and Governor Weld at the time. And we all got together. Nobody got what they wanted, but they put the state back on track. And when you look at what's going on in Washington right now, the place has become totally dysfunctional. And I do think that what we need to do is elect people who are independent-minded, who put the people first, rather than a political party. And that's what I've done in the legislature. When Mitt Romney was the governor here, I voted with him 54% of the time. I voted against him 46% of the time. And when each vote came up, I'd say, what's best for the people of my district and what's best for the people of the state? in Washington, you have a group of people on both sides voting 99%, 100% of the time with the leadership. That's what Congressman Tierney has done over 16 years, 99% of the time with the leadership. And I do think that you don't have people, again, on both sides, you don't have people who are putting the country first. And I want to assure the people of this district that when votes come up, I'm going to look like the medical device caps. I'm going to say to myself, what is best for the people of the district and what's best for the country? And that's the criteria that I'll use when issues come before me.
Mr. Tierney.
Thank you. Let's be perfectly clear about one thing. Richard Tisei is responsible for all the ads from the Young Guns and from the right-wing extremists. And I gave you an opportunity to say that we would keep out all of the super PACs and all the 501c4s, just like Scott Brown, to his credit, did with Elizabeth Warren, and you rejected it. You tried to lay on different levels. I agreed to everything that you wanted, and you still didn't, because you knew that you had gone down and asked them to run the strategy of your campaign, which they say you asked them to do and they're doing, and you were going to take $3 billion of their money. And the deal was you took their money to run one of the sleaziest and most misleading advertising campaigns. You are misleading the public, but this is the strategy of the Young Guns and the Tea Party people on that. They're doing it throughout the country. They smear, and then they move on that basis, so you don't have to deal with the issues that are the ones that you don't want to talk about. The fact that you said that you would support the Republican agenda, you said that you were comfortable with it, you said the Tea Party's a godsend, you said that you would vote the current leadership back in, you said that you thought the Ryan budget was just a good start. So in order not to have to talk about that and those issues, you went out and you attacked my wife and her family as a way to try and get to me. The fact of the matter is that if the issues of this campaign were going to be discussed, then this public would know that you stand with what has been the most conservative Republican Congress in about 60 years, and that their agenda is anti-women, anti-equal rights, on that basis. So it's a false equivalency to complain about it when I run an ad using your own words, and your own record. I mean, it's your record that was called a mixed bag on women's health issues. It's your record that said it was a full frontal assault on abortion rights. These are votes that you took, and this is not anything equivalent to the idea of going after somebody personally as a way to get your political ambitions resolved on that. So the fact is that you have a very mixed record on abortion, yet you now say you go down and support a party and put them in charge. You have an anti-abortion and anti-women's health record. You have a mixed record in a number of different areas on that. The same answer always comes, but this time you will go down and put in charge a group that says an agenda that is against, I think, the majority of things, if not all the things that this 6th district really needs. They would cut jobs, they would go after Social Security, they would change Medicare so they would lose the guaranteed benefit. They would give tax breaks to millionaires, and we'd be the ones that have to pick up and pay for that. You would not be creating jobs when you cut back on infrastructure and education and job training and all those things that you think are just a good start in the Ryan budget. So I think that is, what we've been doing is setting out what the record is, using your own words, using your own votes, and using your own statements now that this is a group that you support.
Okay. 30 seconds. Mr. Fishman?
Character, if you need us to define character, things are in really bad shape for this country. There's a reality, though, that you're going to get the character out of us that you expect. You're going to get the character out of us that we see coming from the masses. The campaign and the candidates are going to be reflections of the people. And so, think about it. Think about what you want. Think about the example that you want to set for us. Because we want character in government. But we can't have character if there's not character everywhere. Government should always be a reflection of the people. Thank you.
Okay. 30 seconds.
Oh, I need more than 30 seconds after going through that.
You can save it for your closing.
No, let me just say this. What you just heard from Congressman Tierney is exactly what the problem in this country is. The 20th most partisan Democrat in the entire country, votes 99% of the time with the leadership. As far as his ads go, the Boston Globe had a story last week, Tierney ad misleading, and they went through the fact just how bad and off the wall it was. Today, Politico came out with a report that called his campaign one of the dirtiest.
You know, that article that Mr. Tisei is referring to in the Globe state that his comments and his statement of going after families was entirely wrong, that he was misleading in that as well. This is going to be a campaign about choice. And it's not a false equivalency to say that the choice is, you know, whether you want this Republican majority that's been basically unable to get anything done because they're so partisan, or a majority that was the most productive Congress since 1964, that reached across the aisle and got things done, even when George Bush was the president for 2 out of those 4 years.